because there's nothing else in the world like it.
We make sure we give you the ultimate package. Peace, peace, peace.
Well, everything unfolded one by one. Never even thought that my career would be in carnival or mass or fed promotions or events. I was hoping to be some sort of bank manager or something, you know. That was my plan leaving school, you know. But after going to university and seeing the various options available, and then this opportunity presented itself.
Before Tribe, Red Ants was a Juve band, 2 or 3 years before Tribe.
Some 10, 14 years ago, my brother-in-law Dwayne came back from going to school abroad, and he approached me to do a Juve band.
Well, it started when I was away at school. I was the president of the Caribbean Student Association at Penn State University, and then we had to throw events, and I started a little bit there, kind of liked it, and
he came back. I always wanted to say, Dwayne, you don't want to stay up and work up there, because he could have got a good job up there. He had an opportunity. And he said, no, he wanted to come back. He wanted to get involved in mass. I asked him, you crazy boy, what wrong with you? I used to this.
So that was the start of Red Ants. Red Ants was the first brand that we launched. From Red Ants, we went into Carnival, but in a small way.
Tribe started as a small entity, a small organization. It was a small section, I think of 50.
Monique and Lana had a section in Poison.
And from there, that's about 4 years thereafter. And that's when Tribe, the band, was launched.
There's a lot of different elements that came together. We had Red Ants. Luckily, we had some road experience with Red Ants. We had Monique and Lana doing designs. We had something to bring to the table. We had other groups that we brought on board. And we brought out the band the first year.
And we grew every year. We doubled and doubled and doubled our numbers. Until the final year, we were at somewhere about 800. From that moment where we could have done that, have that growth within 5 years, I realized Tribe had great potential.
Our organization is at a point in which we're trying to move from a small family-oriented type structure to a more business-like corporate structure. We're just about at that stage, I feel, and even that in itself is a challenge. But it's something that I like doing, so I'm looking forward to it.
I'll call Tribe an organization, not a mass camp, and we run it as such. I think we were the first band to approach Carnival in a business-like way, and we put structures in place from the very start, and we have run it that way from the beginning, and I think that's part of the reason we've been successful as a band and as an organization, and we have grown from strength to strength because we had that initial foundation in terms of organizational management from the start.
It's amazing the amount of changes that have taken place. We have gone from everybody being in 2 rooms next door in a small building to now expanding to 2 buildings to having larger offices. Now we have Bliss, it's 2 showrooms you're managing. Back in the day, we used to have registration, distribution, everything done at the mass camp. Now we're at Cascadia Hotel and Hilton for Bliss. So it's just really changed. Everything that we've done has just expanded and grown. There's a lot more staff. The operation is a lot more streamlined now. Before the directors were very involved in doing everything themselves. Now there's a lot of support staff, a lot of other people working behind the scenes that really So the whole operation has evolved.
The growth is amazing. The amount of people we've met along the way, a lot of who are still with us 10 years later. We've expanded into events in Trinidad, outside of Trinidad. We've expanded into 2 bands now. We have Tribe and Bliss. So everything is challenging, and it's very exciting to be a part of.
We all did say we're not just coming into Carnival just to be another Carnival band. We wanted to change to some extent. We wanted to evolve the mass, do something different, and that's why we were the first band to truly launch an all-inclusive band.
We've put a lot into it, and to see it grew from an idea to what it is now, and even sometimes maybe I look at it and think it's not as big as it really is.
To see the growth of becoming a band, we really every year try to set the standard, try to be on top of our game, try to be the premier band in the country. And I'm really proud to be part of that. It takes a lot of hard work, a lot of late nights, but we get it done.
It's been a lot of hard work and sweat and late nights and sacrifices.
I don't think people actually realize how much things go into on-the-road production, because there's so many different vehicles, so many different staff, so many managers that you have to actually always stay on top of.
A lot of people are involved in different stages of the production. So one person might have been the one that actually sewed the swimsuit, but then the swimsuit is then taken to somebody else who actually stuck on the bead, and then that is then taken to somebody else who does another part.
They're the delivery people who deliver the two. They're producers who produce for us, over 30 producers that produce from the decorating of the costumes to the headpieces to the arms and feet to sewing of the waistbands. There are a lot of people who put the costume together.
The company has kind of grown. When I started, it was a little less employees. Now I think we're up to 20 core employees that are here at all times, year round. I mean, people ask us all the time, how come you all open year round? Trust me, we have stuff to do. But when we put on our larger events, we have a huge team of suppliers, part-time staff, seasonal workers, friends of Tribe, who just come and kind of pitch in to make sure the events get going, get off the ground, and are executed like to the T.
So it's a year-long process, from prototypes to approvals of the prototypes to the photo shoot, the launch of the band, to the production of the costumes, to getting the operations for the road ready. It's a lot, and it's a lot of people behind it. Some full-time, but I must say we have a lot of good people around who give their time, some freely, some are seasonal employees per se, but it takes a lot to bring up Carnival band out on the road. Carnival basically starts Ash Wednesday. The designers immediately go out to New York and to Miami and wherever else they could find materials, and they go out and they start their prototypes.
We need, as soon as Carnival is finished, we already know what we're going to be doing for the following year, because ideas, we meet, we talk, and we are really a family at the end of the day. So when we sit down and we talk, we get the ideas out. This happens like November, October. Before the Carnival season even ended, we are pretty much on board knowing what we're going to do. And then from there, we start execute. Sometimes like, can we get a day off? Can we enjoy the next 2 days? And then from there, we pretty much try to keep the schedule, and that's how it goes every year.
We'll have a designer meeting where we will invite everybody to come and pitch their ideas.
All the designers come together as a group, a core group, and some staff, and we discuss some ideas. Everybody comes with their ideas to the table and we do a discussion about it.
Sometimes somebody will come with a suggestion. We meet as a team and say, oh, let's try that for next year. Let's try this for the following year. What do you all think about this theme name? Sometimes a theme or a concept comes from something that we've seen, like in the world of fashion and entertainment, movies.
We then vote on it as a group, and after voting on the theme, we then put things in sections in place and colors and ideas, and each designer out of the pool of designers would pick on that.
We do allow people to bring in costumes if it is that they think that they can design a costume. and we have our in-house designers, and we have like a deadline date which we all try to make to actually finish our costumes. The costumes come in, we get a model, she would come try on the costumes, we'd all be in here.
As we meet here, you have some beers, you have a little glass of wine, somebody pass a bottle of nuts, and we start to look at costumes. That's exactly what it is love, you know? And then they would say, okay, we like this, we don't like this, we like it, you know, what you laughing, alright? No, it's love, you know, it's either it works or it doesn't work.
There's not just one aspect or one unit we deal with. We deal with Tribe, we deal with Bliss, we deal with Red Ants.
Behind the scene action that people probably don't see is the month before we actually go on the road. Whereas we check in banners, we check signage, we check heights from the road to the bottom level of the trailer. Which way is the speaker pointing? Is the sound going to angle over their heads? Is it going to come directly to their ear? In terms of drinks, how high does a 4-foot person have to reach for a drink? I actually love when we come from our base to Port of Spain on a Carnival Saturday with 9, maybe 12 trucks coming down the highway, and all you see is the branding. And the dynamic of equipment that you work with, I don't think people realize. Even my partner Marvin over there saw for himself when we actually have to lift those containers with all these heavy duty equipment onto the trailers, and these trailers are being used all the time, so we have to actually schedule those things to be there at a certain time. Always have to have OSHA compliance, always focus on safety, because there's a lot of heavy equipment and there's a lot of risk involved with these things. So we always strive for the safety of the staff and any supplier that we come into contact with.
People kind of know Tribe, it's now become a brand, both regionally, locally, and internationally. Tribe obviously is Carnival. We don't only do mass, we also do a lot of events for the year, and that includes Tribe, Bliss, and I guess Red Ants as well. Tribe has, you know, the biggest carnival fets for the season. We have Ice, we have Tribe Ignite, Red Ants has their events, their Juve. So, the event side of it, alongside with the mass is like a huge aspect of not only the brand, but Carnival for Trinidad and Tobago in itself. Obviously, Dean had gotten a lot of contacts through the brand, the Tribe, just for the road experience, stuff like that, for our events, etc. And a lot of people actually approached him and said, hey, I would really like Tribe to do my event. But being a mass company, they were like, well, we do Carnival, so it's not really something we kind of want to do. And it was his little brainchild, whereas obviously there's a need for it because people are accustomed to the level of service that Tribe would give them. So he just kind of wanted to create his own event company that would be able to handle those requests.
People are knowing us from Tribe, yes, but we are standing alone as an event management company, Ultimate Events, solely by ourselves. And we don't do, people kind of have this impression that we only do one fete, or we only do Angostura Rumland. We do small corporate events as well. We do little executions, brand executions. We're beginning to kind of differentiate ourselves and create a brand for ourselves as well. So it's really exciting.
Ultimate Events really will be cutting edge in anybody who hasn't used us before, and people who have used us can attest to that.
As a team, Ultimate Events does get involved because obviously we do help with the executing side of it, especially with the media launch. So we start off from scratch. Theme of the band. What is the theme? We move forward from there. We all have like brainstorming sessions where we can stay here up to like 2-3 in the morning, just brainstorming how we want the stage to look, how we want the models to look, the makeup, hair, the models we're going to choose, the invitations, because that's when we have our media launch. Obviously the media are the first to kind of get a little sneak peek, and they're the ones that put us in the forefront in the media. So the invitations are a huge thing. Obviously, as you were saying, like the bar choices, food choices, stuff like that. It's a long process, but it does pay off once, the audience is like blown away, which is what we try to achieve every single year.
We remain focused on the product and service that we offer and our customers, who are our masqueraders. Move with technology. We started advertising this band by doing paper flyers. And now here we are using Instagram and Facebook, and the whole world has changed. And you need to change with the world. We always intended to do something different, something that the masqueraders would want. And there were a couple of things that we did do over the years that were different. Some of the things we were the first to do. But it was all with the intention of improving and adding to the mass, right?
So we made changes in many ways. There are lots of innovations in the mass that people don't even realize. A simple one, board shorts. Everybody wearing board shorts. It's Tribe that started that. When you're finished with the mask, what are you doing with these pants? Why not, right? The internet. We were one of the first bands to use, in fact, the first band to use the internet to project with a website and to register and distribute, right? We were the first band to do that. Bar cabins, the first year, one of the first things we had.
And we said, hey, why not take a 40-foot sea container, storage container, cut some windows in it, fabricate it, and do whatever you need to do to it to make it, a proper serving bar. And now that has become standard. You have 40-foot trailers with alcohol serving all day, all around the city. And there were a couple other things we did. We introduced a shuttle service, so masqueraders, if they come late to the band and the band has taken off already, they jump in the bus, we drop them to the band. Yeah, the cool zone is another thing. Because of the blistering sun in the Caribbean and in Trinidad and Tobago, we thought we don't want our masqueraders passing out, so why not have some sort of a cool zone, mist blowing on them. Not all day, but at least when the sun gets hot. So again, that was something we introduced to the carnival.
We have a lot of brainstorming meetings with all our different teams because a lot of great ideas. Just for example, this year or last year, for the first time, we had the snow cone carts on the road. And that was born out of a suggestion from a committee member at a committee meeting. She said, I think we should have snow cones on the road. And that's how the whole thing came about.
Trinis love to go around the savannah and get a snow cone, right? So we said, well, why not merge snow cone and alcohol? So we call it snow cocktails. And now in the band we have snow cone carts throughout the band serving ice and snow cocktails all day long. So again, and that was just 2 years ago. So again, we continue to look for new ways to improve and innovate and add to the masqueraders' experience to create the ultimate carnival experience.
A lot of things that keep us above the competition is our customer service, our particular attention to detail, as well as just going beyond and above what the customer wants from us.
You can't see what's going to happen in the future, but you can look at the past history and you would know why we've been around for the last 10 years and will be around for a lot more. It's just because we do things differently. We pay attention. We also listen. And by paying attention, that means if there's a problem the year before, it's not going to go away. You need to look at it, deal with it, and for the following year, don't let it happen.
You have to think of everything, beginning to end, because people have to have a good experience, I guess, registering, a good experience collecting their costume, a good experience when they see their costume. It has to be done, to look like what they originally saw at the launch or in their booklet.
Tribe is a very customer-oriented band, so we always look at people's feedback after Carnival, because we're always trying to make ourselves better and more competitive.
We want to keep our masqueraders, so we listen to them. We try to make changes every year. We do a survey. We try to listen to what their demands are, and we try as best as possible to meet those.
Just getting feedback, listening to masqueraders, because it's all about the masqueraders. It's not about yourself. So if you have a problem, they listen to you. Next year, please go and work on that and try to execute it.
I think that people are really impressed by our service. I mean, I'm friends with a lot of people that work in other mass camps. I've been to a lot of other mass camps, and there's no other mass camp in Trinidad that has as much staff dedicated to their customer service.
I feel like if that's the experience you want, you want them to have the, excuse the pun, ultimate carnival experience, which is what they do from the time that they come to register to the point that they pick up their costume, to the point that they go on Facebook every single day to share that picture, like, oh God, I'm playing master, excited, to the point that they look at that every day in the gym just thinking about that costume. That is the experience you want them to have, like ultimate euphoria.
Well, you can expect Tribe the band and Tribe the brand to be around for another 10 years. Please, God.
You really don't realize, oh my God, it's 10 years. And we don't see and I don't think that it's 10 years full stop.
Did I envision Tribe being here? Yes.
Yeah, Tribe are going nowhere.
Just knowing that the masqueraders had a time on the road makes us have a time on the road.
If you look at our slogan, it's really the ultimate carnival experience. Whatever it means to you, the masquerader, that's what you're always going to be left with at the end of each carnival year.
I think everyone should try it for at least once in their life, and it's a great experience.
It's an experience that I think everyone should try, especially if you're Trinidadian. And if you come to Tribe, expect that you would have a good time, you'll enjoy yourself, and you'll want to come back the following year.
If you've never experienced Mass in Tribe, it is something that needs to be added to your bucket list. It is the one thing you must do before you die, because there's nothing else in the world like it.
Time of your life waiting.
The ultimate carnival experience.
It is the ultimate carnival experience.
Get off the ground.